Good morning.
Hello.
Hey, how are you guys? Hi, Andrea. Hi, Tanya.
Good morning, Haley.
Seven.
I didn't have my audio on. Whoops.
I can hear you. I can hear you, Andrea.
Okay, I had my audio off. And then I forgot I unmuted myself.
No worries. Hey, Tanya. Nice to see you.
Can you hear me?
There you are. Okay, well, let's get started because we only have a couple minutes. And I want to make sure we get through all the things we want to get through. Sorry, my lighting's not the best, but it'll work for today. First of all, I hope you guys saw the new grooming for men product that they came out with. That would be a great thing to start promoting with Father's Day coming up, being our next holiday, as well as if you saw, they also had the Senegence for Men travel bag, which I haven't posted yet, but I just saw it when I placed my order in back office. So it includes the face wash, the the moisturizer, and the shaving cream for men. It comes in a really nice bag that says Senegence in it, and they've included a lip balm, and the balm and the bag are totally free. You get all of those 4 products plus the bag for $104, which is a great deal.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
And it says while supplies last. So once they're gone, they're gone. So you can continue to sell them at the $104 and even put it as a Father's Day gift. So just know that that's there, grab a few, have them on hand, and then really start talking about and promoting them. And of course, if you have a man in your life or a father or somebody that can use the product, and then even share with your group, okay, well, this is what so-and-so says, or this is how it's working for this man, and that whatever. So, and it says, I just was reading in it, it said that it can be used in beards as well as any sort of facial hair and in their hair. It's non-greasy. What else was I reading? It's non-greasy. It has Nangi oil in it, Nangi oil is super good for beard hair. Men usually have a particular, if they're into their beards, they usually have a very particular beard oil that they like. So it's definitely worth trying. It has an aloes wood smell in it. But again, that's all in the product knowledge that I posted there. But just good things to know and to start reading up on it so you can share and start talking about it. Okay, blush is back. My understanding from CPs up above is that it won't last very long. It's limited quantities. And once it's gone, I don't think they're bringing it back. So that's at least the word on the street. So if you don't have any currently, make sure that you grab some because it really is a good color. It's super soft. Everyone can wear it. And I personally have had a lot of success with blush. Blush has been a huge thing for me. I want to talk goals for a minute. So goals, when we're looking at our goals, Andrew, did you get in and fill in your Sunday night?
I didn't. I'm going to today.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll talk specifically about your stuff on Wednesday when we do your call.
Yeah.
Basically, what I want you to do is come up with, Tanya, you especially too, is to come up with a goal for the week. What is your overall goal? It doesn't need to be huge. It doesn't need to be teeny. It's up to you and where you are working your business. Look at your overall for the month. If you want to sell, you want $2,000 in your pocket, what does that mean for you? Break it down by week. So you say, okay, and we are actually going to do this in a really great way. Let me tell you exactly what day. It's the 26th of May, which is the 1 o'clock live in Haley's Hotties. Okay, so make sure you write that one down. We're gonna do basically like, I can't remember what I called it. I have some cute name for it, but we're gonna start doing it once a month where we talk about planning out your next month basically and where you're going to get your sales. Because if you don't plan it out, it's really easy to just let the orders roll in and there's no rhyme or reason to how you get them. And then it's like, oh, well, I didn't hit my goal. Well, no, because you actually have to do the work to hit those goals. So, okay. Hi, Jen, I'm glad you're here too. I see you talking. So first of all, I want to talk about business just in general. So when you first start selling, sorry, my hair is I'm backwards on my screen and it's really messing me up. So let's talk about new business. So how we get when we first start, we reach out to family and friends and people that we already know and love, right? And we're sharing. It's all about sharing. I mean, that's really what this whole company is anyway. You're just sharing what you love with people. And the key is once you get out of those few people that you know and love, if they don't continue to share with you, their friends, and their people that they know love things, then you kind of get stuck. And it's really easy to say, okay, well, I can't sell. I'm not good at this, which is not true. The key is that you have to find ways to get new business. And so much so that I think you also have to be able to note, okay, this is a new person that I've never seen before, and kind of start keeping track of, okay, how many new people am I bringing in every month? You know, of course, by following up with them and reaching with them, you're providing that customer service, which is essential, creating those relationships. But if you're not getting those new people in, so my big challenge to you this week, and we're going to talk a little bit about how, but my big challenge to you this week is going to be to look overall at this month of May and see if you have any new ones, and also to look back in April and count and calculate how many new you had in April. So when my coach had me do this, I was like dumbfounded, like, oh, wow. I mean, if I do a vendor event, I have lots of new, right? They're people I've never met before, but we don't have that option right now in COVID. So how are we finding new people? The number one way you're going to have access to new people is through referrals. So talking to your best friend and saying, okay, who else do you know that just loves makeup? Do you have anyone you could refer to me? And, you know, if they're comfortable with it, you calling with them and saying, hey, I know, you know, so Susie said you would absolutely love this, and I would love to share some of it with you if you're interested. You know, it's not a, you're offering a service, okay? That's really what you want to think of it as. You're offering a service. So typically, you know, as Joni teaches us, the wow, book, demo, direct. That is how we're going to continually bring new people in and teach them and share with them. Is by doing those basic things, right? Demos right now are a little complicated because we can't do them live. Some of us do really well when people are right in front of us and we can talk and interact, and it's different when they're virtual, but we have to find those ways to make them virtual. If you are interested in learning more about how to do a virtual demo, let me know and I can tell you which, hey Shara, let me know and I can tell you which you are. Okay, there are certain, the one I would tell you to start with, Andrea, and anyone else who's interested, in the 12 Days of Kissmas, Joni actually did. Oh,
I saw that.
Did you see that one? Okay.
Yep.
Hers was fantastic.
Yep.
And the other one I would tell you to watch if you didn't see it is Nicole Jones Russell. So if you didn't see hers, it's kind of a different take on it.
Okay.
Hers is more with people that are local. So you still can't meet up with them, but she like has a system of actually like creating a little palette for them of things and dropping it at their house. So they're using Senegence products and you're doing it one-on-one with them, which is a great system. She is, this makes any sense, maybe. She is kind of in our upline. She's like a sister to one of our uplines. She's wonderful anyway.
Okay. Great
System. So go watch that one as well. That'll give you some different ideas. The whole purpose behind those talks and things that we listen to is that it spurs your mind and creates things that you're like, oh, well, I could do this. Maybe I could try this. You know, it gets us thinking and feeling, and our imagination is what brings about new creative endeavors. So that's what it is. Okay, so that's one way, is so getting people to virtual, you know, or in person once we're past COVID.
Yeah.
Like that. Another way is to have your customers bring friends to mega parties.
Yes.
You know, when we see mega parties are fantastic. I know the one that we did last month, she does it every other month-ish. So as soon as we see anything about it, I'll post it in again, or if you guys see it first, please feel free to post it in our group. And that just gives us the power to have them bring friends. Tanya was fantastic at that last month, getting her friends there. And when you get your friends there, they get excited and they see the products and they want what we have. So that's the key, and they're new to you. And once they purchase from you, that is counted as a new customer, okay? So ideally, which I will tell you, so when my coach sat with me and talked about new stuff, I was like, oh. And I went back through my first few months, and I will tell you, I had like 1 or maybe 2 new every single. And her thing to me was, you know, to be growing, you really need to have 20 new per month. That's a lot. That's a lot. Hi, Peggy. So 20 new is a lot. Hi. So anyway, so my goal this month, I will tell you, is to get 5 new. Okay. So it is a long-term process. You're not going to just say, oh, I want 20 new, and they're just going to show up. It takes lots of work and lots of interaction and looking at different ways to pull things into your business, but it's possible, I promise. So you just have to keep working on it. And I think being conscious about it helps us as well. Definitely ask your customers for referrals and follow up with the referrals. That is so key. So many of your customers right away are like, oh my gosh, I mean, who else do you know that has dry skin? You love climate control. Who else do you know? Oh my gosh, my neighbor. You know, I mean, they could just start going off, but it's just getting them talking and asking about it. And if they have a referral that then purchases something, have some sort of a reward for them. Give them, you know, don't give them product, but find something like those cute little things in the back office. Get them one of the little ones that you zip up and it holds 5 tubes and they can put their lipsticks in it, or get them the one with the brushes, like whatever it is, like have something that you give them some sort of thank you so much, because referrals are huge. That is probably the #1 way to build your business for sure. And typically if they already love you and they love the products, they're happy to give you referrals. They have no problem giving you it. So if you don't get the new customers, you're going to stay in maintenance, which is fine as long as you don't want to grow your business. You know, if you're fine making $200 a month or $500 a month or $1,000, wherever you're at, then, you know, there's no need to grow your business. But if you are wanting to grow, it's all about getting those new. So some suggestions that I had to, few things you could also look up. Okay, so anyone who's interested, beauty boot camps. Okay, in the 12 days group, I can't remember how long ago it was. It might have been at Christmas last year. Morgan Zambrano did a skincare challenge talk. And she talks about how she does a skincare challenge in her, like she creates a group and they all, it's very cool. So that's another way that you could add something in and do that as well. And then another thing to look up would be pretty parties.
Yes.
Where to look those up? I would start like in Dawn's group or in Jada's group and peruse in there and just see what you can find and, you know, grab information from that and adapt them to you. I mean, that's what this business is all about, is finding things that work for you. But again, the wow, book, demo, direct, we have to go back to that basic thing. As you are talking to people this month and you're discussing things with people, always, always, always offer them the opportunity. Not in this way. I used to do this. Like people would come and they would place an order for like $300 and I would be like, oh, you know, like, and you're so close. If you want, you could get $600 worth of product and only spend $300. And you have people that go, oh, and they totally like, okay, that's awesome. But the problem is that if they don't have any intention to sell, or they don't really want, oh, I can't hear typing, Peggy. How funny. If they're not interested in continually ordering and doing all of that, they're just doing a one-time order, it really doesn't bless you or them. It doesn't really help them. They just like buy, and a lot of times what I found is they'll buy the one time and then they're done, like undone. They don't even come back and buy from you half the time. So, I mean, make sure you're saying, have you ever thought about selling? Have you ever thought about sharing the stuff that you love with people? So much of how we sign people is in the wording that we use and the presentation that we have. It is great product and we want them, oh my hair's turning up. We want them to get a discount because the discount is where it's at. But as Tanya will totally attest to you, when people talk about it, I very much say, I'm happy if you just want to sign up and get the discount for yourself. Like that is totally fine with me. if that's what their intention is. I have no problem with that, but I want you to understand, this is what I expect from my personal users. I expect them to place a 300 PV order every 6 months. That is what I expect. Because for them, it's stupid to piddly order 20 PV here and 5 PV there because something came out. No, that's not how we work things. How we work things is if you want to place a big order, awesome. Even to the effect that I will tell them personally, oh, you really want that pink matte glass? Awesome. I will grab one and put it aside for you. And just to make sure you have it, because I know you want it so bad, then when you order, you can replace you can buy me a gold glossy or whatever, and we'll swap it. And you can have the pink matte gloss to make sure that you know that it's there, but you still fill that 300 PV order because you want them to be able to get 40%. Like that's the whole, well, in the beginning 50, but that's the whole reason to have them sign is to access that discount. And if they're only getting 20% off, they're not even breaking even. They're paying shipping, handling, like the whole thing. And by the time they do, they might as well just order it from you. So, and I explain that to them in very blatant detail because I want them to understand. So that is, anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Okay, so goals are huge. You need to know what your total is for the month. I mean, for the week, even down to what you're wanting to make. If you are utilizing those goal sheets that I sent out, if you want one, let me know. The goal sheets are huge. Having a time, whether it's on Sunday or Monday, like Andrea said, to sit down and fill in your numbers is really important. And you want to be able to see, okay, so this is where I'm at with my PV. This is where I'm at with what I've sold, and really be able to tell where you're wanting to hit. I have to tell you, here's my really exciting thing. So I've been really good about tracking the last couple weeks. Even in my planner, I wrote down every Saturday the number that I want to hit, right? And I was so excited because on Saturday, I actually was $100 over the number that I was aiming for. So much of it is, yay, right? So much of it is just knowing where you want to be and where you want to hit and saying, and then seriously, all day long, I'm like, okay, so today my goal is to sell this much. As I'm then reaching out, interacting with customers, and each time I keep track and I like write it down and I'm like, woohoo, I'm at 50, woohoo, I hit 75 or whatever. So when you hit that number, everything else is just gravy. Like, awesome, I'm so excited, but it's no big deal. Okay, we do have a couple more minutes. Anybody have questions? No? Okay. If you do, make sure you share them in the chat. Let's see, do we have any chatting that I'm missing? Nope. Okay, let's go back. So one more thing I want to share. So also in the 12 Days of Christmas, Jess Kitchen has an incredible talk on relationships and how to build relationships with your customers. Her insights, she's such an incredible just individual anyway, but her insights are phenomenal. And one of my favorite things that she said that really stuck with me, so much so that this weekend or last week, I guess, I really implemented one of them. She talked about not only doing follow-up with your customers, but even more than that. So if you have talked with me before, I use Shout. I'm a huge component. I love Shout. On Shout, I utilize the 2-2-2 method, where you message them 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, and some of my Shout series follow them for as long as 6 to 8 months, just depending on which one it is. And I base that off of what they're purchasing. So if they're purchasing hair care, they have one very specific to hair care, so it follows them through the whole entire thing. It's very easy to use. Seriously, I go in on Fridays and I schedule all my messages. So I basically go in and I'm like, oh, awesome, Peggy ordered the hair care. So I go in and I pull it up on Shout and I click a button and it schedules all those messages for the next 8 months. I don't have to do anything else. It just schedules it. So it's generic enough, but it's individual to the hair care, okay? So then it's all scheduled. And then what Jess had suggested that I decided to implement is that she also does a 90-day check-in. And she actually says, here, you know what? I'm going to see if I can share my screen and I'll show you. Yeah, but then I would have to have it pulled up, which would not make sense. All right, I'll do it next time. She actually says in there, it's basically like, hey, just want, you know, it looks like you ordered CCTM about a few months ago. Looks like you ordered it a few months ago. Just wanted to check in and see if you're ready for a refill, or if you need any refills, kind of blah, blah, blah. So just depending on what they order. So I created in Shout a super easy template. So then I can go right into Peggy because I'm already scheduling the follow-up with her as well. So I can go in and just click the template, add that template and change it. So it says, hi Peggy, because I just leave it blank in the template. Hi Peggy, looks like you ordered your hair care a few months ago. You know, whatever, it's the exact template. So I just click on it, add all the right information in there, and then I can schedule that. For example, the hair care, she's not gonna need a refill in 90 days. That would be utterly stupid to send her something in 90 days. But typically, most of our products, it would be great. But I could schedule it for 6 months and say, hey, you know, or 4 months, you know, just depending on where the usage is of your customers in general, and just say, hey, just wanted to see if you were in need of anything else, type of a check-in. So I went and did all those for the last 3 months and then scheduled them, right? And within a matter of about a 4-hour time period, I made over $400 in reorders, things. So then I was like, well, shoot, at this point, I mean, I had done all these events last fall. So I was like, okay. So I had extra time on Friday. So I went in and just started sending them at this point. They weren't scheduled because they're now way over the 90-day limit due, right? So I went in and started sending them to people back through, I got through mid-October. Order after order after order. And it does one thing, it tells them, hey, I'm still selling. Hey, I'm checking in. And the wording that she used made me go, because she said, you know, if you ordered stuff from Target and you were like, and they messaged you and was like, hey, Andrea, we noticed last week you ordered Cheez-Its, Cheetos, and Tostitos. Would you like us to send you some more? Most likely you'd be like, yeah, can they be here by 3? That's good, right? Bring it on. So it's the same type of a concept. It's a convenience you're offering. You're not saying, oh my gosh, can you please give me some money? You're saying, hey, is there anything you need? I'm just checking in with you. And I tell you, out of hundreds of messages that I sent, I mean, there weren't hundreds of orders, but so many of them responded back, had nice, sweet things to say. Only one of all of them was like, please remove me from your list. Okay.
Yeah.
But you just don't know until you start taking advantage and messaging. And again, a lot of them, I did a ton of vendor events last fall. So for me, it's another interaction with me that is, they're like, oh, wow, she's still selling. She's still doing this. And they have my texting number. They know it's me. And every time I'm like, well, make sure you save this so you know this is me when you need something. So it's just a great time to have an interaction with them as well. So that's my 2 cents for you today, is to, you know, look at where you're at. You know, if you're home and you have time to do some of that, anyone who's ordered, just go back. I mean, I don't care if you've been in the business for 5 years, go back and just start messaging people. Hey, I know it's been a while since you ordered. Do you need anything? Do you need refills? Do you, whatever, you know, offer what you have. Okay, but just be consistent. I'm going to offer a quote for you. So we'll close with a quote. You ready? It says, it's not who you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. Pretty profound. Made me sit and think. I was like, oh. Okay, so that is it for today. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And again, if you have questions or anything, let me know, but get on those goal sheets and get them filled in so that you know what you're working for this week. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.